Hey guys, Derek again to read some more poetry. This time I'm reading a poem called Dear Tony Abbott. Hope you like it. Dear Tony Abbott, you may be the minister of our country, but I never had you elected, and you are no leader of mine, and I would have wasted my time if I thought you will ever listen to my concerns. Therefore, this is not addressed to you, but I would not mind if you spared me a moment as the liberal weed killer withers the fields of social tulips tarnished by the hands of economic persecution. Rather than wielding your words of political propaganda like an artist with a brush, you wield them like a son who has found his father's gun, blowing holes through the hearts of all Australian citizens. Tell me, as tax-exempt politicians shrink the pocket money of the people until it becomes gaunt and feeble, should you privatise water to solve the crisis of debt that is almost non-existent, when in contrast to countries across the ocean's divide? Speaking of, are there 457 reasons as to why you give jobs away like leaflets on the street to supposedly skilled migrants, educate half a world away with no knowledge on our creed or culture, yet deny us, Australia's children, economical aid when these jobs are unavailable? In doing everything to hinder families for life whilst helping ensure the rich are unimpeded, you help illustrate that all one needs to be a minister is the willingness to tax the poor and deprive them of government aid, commit cultural genocide, homophobia and misogyny, and return us all to the age of the aristocrats, when only the rich were educated and the poor remained forever in their slums. All this from a man who accused the previous government of lying and proceeded to do away with all of his promises before the year was over. All this from a man who would laugh in the face of sex workers with semen-stained lips and the taste of cheating husbands dripping upon the every word that falls from between their teeth. All this from a man who thinks turning back boats and almost starting an international incident in the process makes up for all the families in Australia that shall go hungry tonight. Wrapped up in the hangman's noose, and meant to march to music like a toy soldier, I recall a stranger having once asked, "Is this your country? For it is drowning in deficit." "Is this your country?" probed another, "for it is buried beneath a behemoth of lies." "Is this your country?" questioned someone else, "for it is blind to the pains of the struggling and the poor." "Is this your country?" another citizen asked, "for interlopers and shameful stigmas still exist. When shall we right the wrongs and cast down the barricades binding us to poverty?" What answer should I give to those struggling beneath your reign? Is rape even a crime to a man who rapes the country blind? Moreover, did your daughter happen to drop your name before being granted an education, bought and paid for without consent by the taxpayer? I am the child of the Prime Minister, perhaps. A threat, much like a mother telling her disobedient spawn, "Wait till your father gets home," and suddenly those unwilling to cooperate find themselves flung out of offices for failing to abide by the corporate standard. The Abbotts get what they want, and all the rest get fucked over. And so, the taxpayer paid for your daughter's education, and now you'll probably knight her too. And if my name were Abbott, would I be entitled to the same? Of course, if she were gay, you would have her disowned, right? Made an example of. Erect a statue in the middle of the city of you marching her towards the metaphorical guillotine in your red budgie smugglers? On second thoughts, I hardly think I want an answer when I know it shall be burdened beneath the arrogance of pompous, egotistical revolt from a man and all his friends who dress in $1,000 suits and dresses, whilst the people strive to buy a loaf of bread. Here, allow me to give to you my severed penis, for I want no children of mine born into your fucking cutthroat regime. Thank you for watching, guys. For those of you who don't know, Tony Abbott is the current Prime Minister of Australia, and recently he and the Liberal government unveiled plans for the Budget 2014 and many other governmental movements. And at the moment I have numerous concerns about that, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, so I decided to create this poem in response. Now if I was actually going to cover every single concern I had, this poem will be measured in days rather than minutes, so I shortened it a little bit. Again, I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you again sometime soon. Bye.